Okay, finally my delivery from eBuyer has turned up, so I'm really pleased. In the end, having posted a video about it being late, it's finally here, and I'm going to do kind of an unboxing and a review of the products that I've bought. This is a Huntkey Jumper 300G, and it's basically an 80 plus gold, you can see that there, 80 plus gold certified power supply. Now you might say, well, 300 watts doesn't sound like a lot. This is going to be going in a server. It'll be more than adequate. It doesn't need to power a separate graphics card. It just needs to power my CPU and the motherboard and the associated bits and bobs that you get in there. Having said that, this does come equipped with a 6 plus 2 pin PCIe connector and a 6 pin PCIe connector, which does suggest that the manufacturer thinks this is powerful enough to power at least a mid-range graphics card. And the reviews I've seen of this and the tests that have been done on it do suggest that it's a very stable power supply. This will deliver 300 watts. In fact, it's suggested it can deliver more. It is actually based around a 400 watt power supply board. So it's a stable power supply, it's efficient, 80 plus gold. It's the gold certification. I don't think there is the 80 plus gold certified 300 watt power supply. Usually you're looking at 700 800 watt power supplies to get that kind of power efficiency. That's what's interesting me in this particular power supply. Normally I probably would have gone for something like a Corsair, probably bought one of their 430 watt power supplies, but this, for me, being gold certified, has just tipped me in this direction. But let's just have a look at some of the features then. As I've already mentioned, 6 plus 2 pin PCIe connector, 6 pin PCIe connector, the standard 24 pin connector for the motherboard. It doesn't tell me on here how many SATA and how many wireless connectors it's got, so we'll have to have a look when we pull the thing open. And your 4 plus 4 pin for your CPU as well. So if you've got an 8 pin CPU connector on your motherboard, it will power that. Rated power on here, it says 300 watts. Looking at the rails, seems to have two 12 volt rails, one with 12 amps, one with 13 amps. So you've got 25 amps on the 12 volt rails there, 15 amps on the 5 volt, 12 amps on the 3.3 volts. Okay. A couple of other things it mentions here on the box: active PSU, multiple protections, silent, claiming that it comes with a quiet fan, supports Intel Core i7 AMD Phenom, so I'm assuming that it will also support the latest AMD bulldozers as well. On the back it tells us it's certified 8 plus gold, extreme silence with intelligent thermal fan control technology, and the standby mode consumes less than 1 watt when the plus 5 volt standby is less than 0.1 amps. So you just see that on there. So that is a very efficient power supply. Let's get the box open. Let's see what we've got. Oh, there's stuff this box full. That is the user's manual. A little bit crushed. Not a lot of information in there, very brief. Oh, and I should have mentioned it on the box and I didn't mention it. You get a 3-year warranty with this as well, which is fantastic. Power cable, okay. You can kind of expect that with expensive power supplies. This isn't the world's most expensive power supply, so you think that might be where they've cut corners, but they haven't. We'll pull this out. Look at that padding in there. Good foam in there. So there's a very good chance when you get this, it's not going to be damaged. Here it is. And you can see from looking at this, it's got the look of a more expensive high-end power supply to it. This whole back panel here is meshed, and it's a square mesh rather than the hexagonal mesh. Let's take that off. There we go. I almost don't want to touch this actually, because I know now, as soon as I've touched it, I've got my finger marks on it. That's gloss black. You can see the reflection of the camera in that. Look at that. Okay. Certainly a nice looking power supply. Cables are sleeved. That's quite a thick sleeving as well. You know, that's not a cheap sleeving. It's quite small, I'll say. It's not very big. There's a really nice fan guard on it as well. You've got these kind of curved struts rather than the normal straight ones. Well, that's kind of a smoked transparent fan in there. There's a good weight to it, so that does suggest there's good components inside. You've got a Huntkey hologram, so they give you a bit of authenticity to it. And you've got your specs on the label on the side as well. So let's just have a look and see how many connectors we've got. I can see 3 SATA connectors there, and I can see 3 Molex. You've got the old floppy connectors. They can still be useful. Some peripherals will use those. There's another SATA connector there, so that's 4 SATA connectors. 3 Molex that I've found. I think that's it. 3 Molex, 4 SATA. That's more than enough for a server, to be honest. So you'll get 4 drives powered off the SATA, and if you've got get the adapters, you can power another 3 drives. So again, it's got everything in it that you really need to power a server. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to pause the video, and I'm just going to start the power supply, and we'll see if it is as quiet as they claim it is. Okay, so we're ready to go. I've just shorted it. Well, not shorted, but I've jumped the 24-pin connector, so we should be ready to go. I've got a fan I'm going to plug in a minute, but let's just switch it on as it is. Actually, we need to make sure we've got some power. Okay, let's also switch the lights on as well, so it makes things a little bit easier to see. So let's give it a go. Okay, it's not completely silent. I don't expect that. At the end of the day, that fan's still got to spin, it's going to make some noise. But that's not obtrusive either. Really will not hear that in a server in a cupboard at all. Which is great. Now let's just plug this fan in here. This is probably going to be more noisy actually, because I'm going to plug this into the 12-volt supply. There we go. So that's all working fine. Okay. So really happy with that, to be honest with you. This is retailing for around about £30 on the eBay website. Yep, £30. I couldn't believe that when I saw it. It is really fantastic value for money, to be honest. For the quality that it is, the fact that it's 80 plus gold certified, it runs quietly, it looks the business. It's a shame in a sense that it's going to go in a server, because obviously we're not going to get to see the benefit of this wonderful sleeving and the wonderful finish on it. Quality components in there, 3-year warranty. What more could you ask for? I don't think you're going to find anything really better for that money. I think the Corsair, I think it's the CX series, CX430, I think, probably runs it pretty close in terms of quality and price. Did I say £30? I think it's a bit more. I think it's about £35. It's that kind of region. I think with delivery all in, this was about £40. So really, it's still a very good price for a quality power supply. So really, to be honest with you, this will probably power the vast majority of systems out there, unless you're running a high-end graphics card and you're doing a lot of heavy overclocking. You really don't need that much power. It's often a mistake to think you need to get 600, 700 watt, 800 watt power supplies in your system. You don't really. I know they only pull as much as they need anyway, but you know, I'd rather, I would say to you, buy a quality power supply first and foremost. Buy this rather than buying a cheap, unbranded 600-700 watt power supply. This will power your system probably far better than that will do, and it'll last longer. So, well done, Huntkey. Not a name I'd really heard of until I'd seen this on the eBuyer website. Did a bit of digging around, and they do exhibit at various technology shows, and they do seem to be producing some good stuff at the moment. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. This gets certainly a thumbs up for me. Great power supply, and next time you see this, it should be on my server. Thank you.